Hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Happens to be Friday the 13th, so we hope it's a lucky one for all of you. My name is Betty Johnson. We are glad to have you along. And what we like to do on Fridays, we want to thank all of our fine supporters for making this show possible. And some of those members include, starting with our premier supporters, are the City of Owatonna, along with Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities, and the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County, also the United Way of Steele County. Primary supporters include Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Coda Living Community, and Park Place Senior Living, along with the Little Theater of Owatonna. Many interlude sponsors, they include, beginning with Abraham Consulting Technologies, along with Brenda Bednar Mortgage, I'm having trouble talking today, Glenn Megger and Tim Thomas of the Brick Megger Funeral Home and the Midford Funeral Home, Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clare Bridge of Owatonna, Carlson and Branstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, and Horizon Eye Care Professionals. Also, more of our interlude supporters include Clancher & Sons Landscaping and Concrete, Napa Auto Service, Owatonna Business Incubator, Perfinium Financial, R&K Electric, Snap Fitness, Steele County Historical Society, along with the Steele County Transitional Housing, Third Hand Incorporated Video Productions, and TPS Insurance. And we are always looking for more supporters of the show. If you are a business and would like more information about how to become an underwriter, all you need to do is contact Leanne Alt at 390-5751. We have a good show in store for you today. We're going to be talking about cleaning up those rivers, Straight River and other rivers, with Matt Durand and Beth Kallestad. And then the 11th Annual Women's Health Day is coming up, and Stephanie Olson is going to be telling us all about that. So stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
If clothing catches fire, stop, drop, and roll. If your clothes catch on fire, do not panic and run. This only fans the fire. Stop where you are, drop to the ground, and roll over and over to smother the flames. Cover your face with your hands to protect your eyes and your throat and lungs from the burns. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, my name is Dave Olson and I'm with R&K Electric, where we provide power to the people. We're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
We are back. Our first guests now are Matt Durand and Beth Kallestad of the Cannon River Watershed Partnership, talking about the annual river cleanup, which can be kind of a mess sometimes, can't it?
It can. It can be very muddy.
So, Beth, first of all, why don't you explain to our viewers who you are and what your position is, and tell us about the watershed cleanup.
Great. Thank you for having me. So I work for the Cannon River Watershed Partnership, and we are a nonprofit organization that helps people take action for clean water. I'm the director, and we have 5 other staff people. We're housed in Northfield, but the watershed is much bigger than just Northfield and the Cannon River, which is why we're here in Owatonna. The Straight River actually flows up to north to Faribault and joins the Cannon River there, and then it makes its way through Northfield, Cannon Falls, and over to Red Wing and joins the Mississippi.
So it's a tributary of the Cannon River.
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah. I guess the naming could have gone either way, but whoever chose the names eventually chose the Cannon for the combined portion of the river. So, yeah.
So explain to us a little bit about why it's necessary for this, how it came about, and
Sure. So this is our 5th annual cleanup. We decided to get this going because we were seeing a lot of debris in the rivers, and not just like bags of chips and things like that, but big stuff, tires, metal.
Do people just pull up and just throw it in, or does it get washed away from someplace else?
It's some of both. Yeah, it's free trash disposal, basically. And so some people choose to do that. And then some of it is when we have floods, there's materials that are just what normally is not in the river, but ends up being in the river when the floodwaters come up.
What's some of the most unusual things you've found in the river when you've done the cleanup?
For me, I would say the lawnmower.
A lawnmower.
Yeah,
I found a couch. That was probably
that was a good one.
Now, would that be from
toilet
flooding,
seat.
or do you think someone really was
No, that
insensitive
was-
enough to just toss it in there?
That was pre-2010 flood when we found that section. So I would say that it was your midnight dumping where, people, would normally have to pay to dispose of it. And they typically just throw it, you see that a lot of times out in the county as well. In the ditches, you'll see Christmas trees chucked out or pieces of carpet. People just thinking that they're just not responsible enough to do the right thing.
I mean, a pop can is one thing, but something like that is just unconscionable. I can't even imagine that. I suppose they think it's going to flow all the way down to Mississippi and just kind of break up and disappear. Magically.
I think the problem is they don't think.
Yeah, that's
they
it.
don't think
That's it.
what the consequences are. And if they did, you wouldn't see that disposed of in that
So
manner.
you've been doing this for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see the need within the last 5-6 years and started doing it, or how come it wasn't done sooner?
Well, we had done a few in the past. We've been, as an organization, we've been around for 23 years. At the time, it was a staff interest, and we were able to find some grant funding to help make it happen. And so we've been able to grow it now each year. We're up to, I think we have 11 sites this year. There's a mix of the Cannon and Straight Rivers, the Shields Lake does the lake. There's usually some over by Waterville, Morristown, Cannon Falls, so it's quite a range of places and people.
How do you determine the points where you pick it up? Because you can't walk the entire river bank
Right,
on both
no,
sides.
and we don't. Basically, we're looking for places, so we have places that have good places to put the dumpsters, places for parking and access, and some sites will take out canoes and go up and down the river a little bit that way. Others just pick up what they can along the banks, and so we certainly don't get everything.
Are there certain areas where it's more or less downhill, like, or so it can wash easier to a certain spot? Like there's more
Yeah.
rapids or something, if areas that can wash to an area?
Not too much. Not too
'Cause
much.
that would be
It's-
helpful, I would think. If that was the case.
It would be nice if it all came to one spot,
Yeah.
but some of it's the thrill of the hunt.
The
Yeah,
thrill of
it-
the hunt. Okay, that's an unusual way of putting it.
I think the need has always been there. I think it's just lacked the organization to put the structure and get it organized to make it happen. It's not an easy task to get this many sites and this many volunteers all organized and a well-oiled machine to make it happen.
That's my next question. How do you interest people to get them out there to volunteer? Because it's got to take a lot of people.
Sure. I mean, we see a lot of repeat volunteers, people who have been with us, at least on our site here in Owatonna, people who have shown up. If people are interested, they can show up the day of the event, September 21st, at Morehouse Park.
Morehouse, okay.
At the Morehouse Park Chalet. They can sign in. We have a liability waiver form that they need to sign in and sign
Okay.
off on, just to make sure that we do everything right. Families are welcome to come as well. If you're younger, we still have things along the top of the banks that need to be picked up, small pieces of trash that need to be coordinated.
What equipment should they bring?
They should bring some older tennis shoes that they're not worried about getting wet or muddy or dirty.
Old clothes, of course.
Old clothes. The water level is going to be low this year, it looks
hope.
like. Yeah, we hope, if there's no rain here within the next few weeks. But yeah, we're hopeful that the water levels can stay low, and that's really advantageous when we get down and in there. Tires, there's a large amount of tires that we've pulled out over the years, and those black tires hide really well in that black mud on the bottom, and so sometimes you need to kind of get in there and root around and feel around with your feet.
What about gloves? You want rubber gloves?
Yeah, if you have a good sturdy pair of gloves that you want to bring, by all means bring that. If you've got other things like hip high boots, that,
Okay, sure.
certainly could bring those if you want. Some people like to bring their own waders, but pretty much gloves are the only thing that are supplied for you that day. So
You do supply some.
Yep,
Oh,
we will
I see.
have some
Okay.
gloves on site for people to use to help with, and then once. They have their area, they go out, spend about a good hour to 2 hours cleaning that stuff, pulling up to the banks, and then once they're all said and done, come on back and we'd kind of tell our tales of what we found and, share stories and then get some refreshments there at the end.
Okay, good idea, because I imagine it's probably a lot of like glass and sharp objects in there too where you'd need to protect your hands and your feet.
Yeah, sometimes, and we do discourage people from picking up if there's something that looks like it's going to be dangerous.
Okay. Do you have like scoops or nets you can go in and pick things up with, like when water drain out, and then here you got the glass without touching it, or you don't use
Well,
that
sometimes
method?
volunteers have brought their own canoes, their own aluminum canoes, and it works well because you can have that float in the water, and then the material that you pick up, you can put in it, and it's like a little water pack mule, so to speak. You can carry a lot towards the edge and then unload it.
So they meet at Morehouse. Where is the closest spot on the Straight River to Owatonna?
Meet at Morehouse. We'll go over the safety procedures, what to pick up, what not, how to do it, when, how. Make sure you have a safety buddy with you. We don't want people going into the water without a buddy, a teammate, so that we have some accountability there.
You never know how.
Right.
It could be a drop-off and things like that.
And so then from there, you're dispatched to different locations throughout the city. We've got locations on Maple Creek, portions of Straight River. In the past, we've done a little bit out in Isaac Walton Creek as well, and Willow Creek. So there's several tributaries that flow into the Straight River, and so all of that garbage eventually makes its way into the Straight River.
So about how many volunteers have you been getting that you average?
Well, we held the record of volunteers. We always have a nice little competition between Northfield and Owatonna. we were the leader in volunteers for 3 consecutive years, but Northfield got us last year. But we typically average right around 60 volunteers now in the last few years.
For Owatonna alone?
For Owatonna alone.
And then you get about that many
roughly, yep. We have, it's been around 240 plus each year.
Anybody from Faribault coming in?
Oh yeah, we'll have a site in Faribault actually,
Okay,
if they'd like to go to Faribault, Two Rivers Park.
Yeah.
So again, what's the days and the times?
September 21st, 9 a.m. till roughly noon, and for Northfield, Morehouse Park Chalet.
And if
Owatonna.
And if you're interested, you can contact Leslie at the Cannon River Watershed Partnership, and that's 507-786-3915. And you can call her, and she can help find a spot for you to clean up on.
Now, if it's raining, do you reschedule another day, or
only if it's really bad,
like lightning or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
if
we
it's
wish
just
you
mist,
good weather, and it's a great job you're doing. We appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
So we're going to take this break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking with Stephanie Olson about something very important for women that's coming up.
Hi, this is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance, and we are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Coda Living Community and Park Place Senior Living are Owatonna's premier living communities for seniors. Coda Living Community, located on the Owatonna Hospital and Mayo Clinic campus, provides short-term, long-term, and rehabilitative care. It features private and semi-private rooms, ceiling lifts, and spa. Coda Living Community continues the tradition of providing quality care to area residents. Park Place Senior Living is expanding into the Cedarview Care Center to offer enhanced assisted living. For more information, please call 507-446-4946.
Hi, I'm Doug Johnson with the Owatonna Business Incubator. We're here to help small businesses start and to grow. We're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Ron Clancher with Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete. We support the Owatonna Today Show, and so should you.
We are back, and thank you for staying with us. We have now as our next guest Stephanie Olson, who is with the May Clinic Health System-Owatonna. And Steph, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Betty.
We've got the 11th annual Women's Health Day coming up. 11th annual already. Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
Oh, my.
It's our 11th. Last year, was our 10th, which was a great year. And this year, we're looking forward to another successful Women's Health Day. on September 28th, the last Saturday of September.
Last Saturday. Mm-hmm.
And, the 8:45, the program starts, but our doors open at 7:45.
Now, what are they going to, well, first of all, should they tickets are just $5?
Yes, the tickets are $5.
Very reasonable.
And they're located at the 26th Street Clinic at the information desk and at Community Ed.
Okay. Now, some of the topics you're going to be talking about women and heart disease, which is so important because that's not enough women know about that.
Correct.
Know, the symptoms. So it's so different from men.
Very much so. Well, it's the number one killer, and women don't realize it in women.
Mm-hmm.
We're very educated on breast cancer. We're very educated on diabetes, but heart health is very important. And
Which
Dr.
is
Sandy
surprising.
Burcham, one of our cardiologists, will be speaking.
Okay.
And she's presented before at the clinic, and she
Mhm.
is extremely dynamic. She's been our cardiologist for, 6 years.
It's really amazing to think that you wouldn't be up on that because that, heart disease has been around. I mean, breast cancer, that hasn't been around, but there's more awareness of that and that's become more prevalent. But, heart disease has always been striking.
Yeah, it is. We talk about it in February when it's Heart Month, and then it kind of goes silent. And it isn't.
No.
People should be aware of it all the time.
So what are some of the other topics that are going to be presented?
Dr. Derek Beyer, one of our OBGYNs, will be presenting on infertility and beyond. Our group of our committee consists of, young ladies that are 25, beyond 50 in our committee. And I didn't realize infertility is a big concern. Many of our young women suffer or have struggled getting pregnant, whether it be for this, and this. So we chose Dr. Beyer, and he's going to present on infertility and what women can do to, number one, come and talk to Dr. Beyer, any OBGYN. And then also just going on in life, the type of different changes we'll find out in women, and, from menstrual cycle to menopause to even, the childbirth. So he's really doing infertility and beyond.
And beyond, yeah. And that's the thing, beyond, because you get past the childbirth years, and you're actually kind of free in a way of speaking.
Well, sometimes there's free, and then there's sometimes, our bodies are just going through so much change.
That's exactly it.
And they can educate us on that change versus going on the internet and trying to figure out that change.
And, that's where I've gotten a lot of my information, and there's difference of opinions. So you have someone to talk to, an expert's good. Now, looking at the topics here, don't shoot
the
skinny rabbits.
Yes.
Okay, you have to elaborate on that.
This is Deidre Stanton is coming to the event. She's our motivational speaker this year. She has presented before, probably about 6 years ago. Her story on Don't Shoot the Skinny Rabbits is just really life changes. You may go through crisis, childbirth, all those types of things and challenges, and don't shoot the skinny bunnies because they're going to educate you in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, I guess I was trying to get a handle on just exactly what she was referring to in that
life
respect. Yeah,
and the challenges, if they're skinny, don't kill it.
That's what she's referring. The skinny rabbits are the challenges.
Yes,
that's what her. Okay,
yep.
I wasn't getting that correlation there, so
that's kind of tricky. But she's very humorous. She's a national speaker,
and it's the challenges that shape our ideas and our life.
Yep.
How we deal with them and things like that. So now, again, tickets are, you said, $5. When is registration open for this?
September 3rd. They started selling tickets on September 3rd.
Okay.
And the other thing I should note about the Women's Health Day is we always have shopping. We have local vendors come in, the Norwex, the Blessings, Zapata. This year we have Leah Sophia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone is just excited.
Jewelry, yes.
I'm not a jewelry person, but everyone is really excited for Leah Sophia.
I do have a couple of things, yes, they are nice.
And of course the 31. Everyone buys 31 baskets and purses.
I've been hearing a lot about that lately. There's always you got to get trends with shopping as well as trends with the health.
Yeah, so 31 will be there, Avon will be there, and a lot of these vendors have been with us since the beginning.
Okay.
Curves, Donahue's, she's been with this program since the beginning of time.
And this is going to be held where, you said?
The Holiday Inn.
Holiday, okay. That's got a great
yeah.
area for that. Now, 11 years, how did this all get started 11 years ago? Whose idea was it?
It was my idea, just an idea, because I entered the healthcare industry not, you know, I came from Express Personnel, now Express Professionals, and I needed to become educated also. So I just had an idea, passed it by David Berg, our CAO, and he said, go for it, build a curriculum and see what happens.
So how has it changed? What are the topics? How have they changed from
You
then
know,
until now?
the topics really have varied based on education and more knowledge coming forward, from breast cancer to birth control to osteoporosis. Because you look at a different audience and who is coming, and for a while we just had a very more mature population, and we're always trying to get that younger population. That's how the topics start to change. And heart disease, we could have one every year with heart disease, every year, and cancer. But this year, this infertility and birth control and different venues, what we typically don't talk about at the table. And last year we had Dr. Camp talk on breast and plastic surgery, breast implants. And that last year was a big, tricky, it's like, how are women going to accept this? Because it's a very private thing if you're having plastic surgery. And I could not believe the women had so many questions, not only on breast augmentation, but also facelifts, just a variety of questions Dr. Camp received.
Now, is there a number? Do you have a limit?
Oh, we have 180 tickets.
Okay.
And we've had to limit it to that because that's the most comfortable environment at the Holiday Inn. Because women, it's also social time. So they can go visit other women, and a lot of the same women come, and it's their morning. They've just made it a tradition. We're going to the Women's Health Day, and they come and have a light brunch and enjoy the other women and learn, and then shop, of course. And now they have Leah Sophia. They'll just be excited. Let me know what you buy.
Now, you didn't have 180 the first year, did you?
Oh, the first year there was 32.
32.
And I did not think the clinic would say, Stephanie, go ahead, try it again. Because I remember sitting there shaking my head. The topics were great. The presentations were great. But I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much more valuable than 32. And then it just boomed. The next year we had 99.
Well, it was by word of mouth.
Absolutely.
You had your first people thinking, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. Others are holding back thinking, well, I don't know. And now, sure, 90 to 180.
Yeah, and it's 180, and like I said, people mark it on their calendar.
That's a good
They
idea.
really know when it's going to come again, and they put it on their calendar.
So how is it now, you want to keep up on the latest issues? Do you get feedback from the group as to what they'd like to see, or how do you know where to get the ideas for next year?
There's always a survey at the event. We ask for the members to give us their feedback. Heart disease, like I say, comes up, osteoporosis, diet, exercise, finance. So there's times, some years we have brought in someone on a financial expert. So we get the ideas definitely from the women that attend.
And unlike, you can watch Dr. Oz, but you can't. But you can't ask the questions.
I know, Betty, why you're watching Dr. Oz. Yeah, you say you're going out to the internet.
No, and that's good information too. But you can't interact. You can't get the personal questions there, and you can't. Someone beside you might have the same question, or you can relate to. And that's where you need a little more personal like this.
And what's nice is Dr. Byer and Dr. Burcham, and we have 3 other providers that are going to attend the event at a Mayo Clinic booth. So they're going to be available to answer questions. One is on female urology. Another one of those topics we don't talk about. But we have one of our providers coming in to talk about urology. She's there at the booth. We have another female OBGYN. She will be there. So we're excited that we've had providers come up and say, I know you only have so many spots, but can I come out and have a booth?
And like you said, too, for the younger ones, like you want to get some of the younger women who are in their childbearing years, because there's all kinds of things that happen with their body and changes that go on with that, too, that I never knew.
Right.
And you have
we
to
didn't
find
talk
out the
about
hard
these
way.
things at the table.
No, you didn't. No,
We're very reserved at the table.
And people are not reserved anymore, the younger people. So do you go out to businesses and say, this is what we've got coming, or how is it you get the word out?
It's word of mouth. It's the media, community ed, flyers around town. The People's Press is great in supporting the event. KOWZ, you're listening to the radio. And also, we're starting to get a little more savvy. It's on Facebook. If you go to Mayo Clinic Health System, it's the very first time we've placed something out on Mayo Clinic Health System
on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Well, Steph, we wish you all the best of luck with this, and come back and tell us more about it later.
Thanks, Betty.
We are going to take this break, and then we come back, we have some announcements we want to pass along.
Hi, Warren Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities. Real people, real reliable, real progress.
Making life a little easier day after day. Taking pride in our community, listening to what you say. A voice you can talk to. We're growing with you. With you in mind in everything we do.
Owatonna Public Utilities.
Let's see what We are back, and we do want to remind you, coming up now on September 21st, it's going to be that watershed-wide cleanup of the Cannon River and Straight Rivers, in case you've just joined us and you missed that segment. They're going to be cleaning up those rivers, which is very necessary. And also, if you have a canoe, bring that along. That's always nice. There's canoe access available. And details on locations can be found at www.crwp.net. To register as a volunteer, they're going to be meeting here in Owatonna at Morehouse Park. You can contact Leslie at 507-786-3915 or Leslie at crwp.net. And we don't want to forget about the Gopher State 1 call. You have some digging to do. You've seen that commercial that you have to call Gopher State 1. Well, they are having a presentation for all manufacturing, contractors, businesses, and homeowners. That's going to take place on Wednesday, September 18th from 11:30 till 12 noon. It's a lunchtime down at the Elks Club, and the cost is $7. So it should be very informative time down there. Also, it's Oktoberfest time, and it's not October, but St. John Lutheran Church always has their Oktoberfest coming up in September, and it will be coming up on Sunday, the 22nd. They have their early bird sales from 9 until 10:30. Polka worship is at 10:30, and then there's going to have their food booths and all their games and everything else from 11:30 until 2 o'clock. So everyone is welcome. Admission is free. Invite your friends and neighbors. Again, that is at St. John Church. Oh, by the way, some of the food you can get is fantastic. It's roasted pork loin, brats, hot dogs with fresh homemade sauerkraut. If you're going to have Oktoberfest, you better get the kraut in there. German potato salad, mashed potatoes, and dessert. That's coming up on the 22nd. And on Monday, the 23rd, there's pillow cleaning. A lot of us probably hang on to our pillows a little longer than we should. So it's a good idea to have them cleaned and deodorized, sanitized, and fluffed. And that is going to be coming up on Monday, September 23rd at Associated Church from 6:30 in the morning until 3:30. You can get new ticking of your choice, and it's on-the-spot cleaning as return the save days. You want to get whatever little things may be hiding in your pillows out of there. And that is, again, a good idea to do coming up on September 23rd. We do invite you to join us coming up on Monday. Shelley is going to be back, and the guest then will be from the AAUW Taste of Steele County as a fundraiser, Kay Oberly and Linda Hoffman, and Fire Chief Mike Johnson is going to be along on Monday. So please join us for that. In the meantime, have yourself a good weekend. For Leanne Alt, I'm Betty Johnson. Thank you for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show.